Henry Rotich is a Kenyan economist and public servant whose career spans more than 3 decades in national and international finance, economic policy, and public administration. Best known for serving as Kenya's cabinet secretary for the National Treasury between 2013 and 2020, Rotich rose from humble beginnings in the Rift Valley to occupy one of the most influential economic offices in the country, shaping fiscal policy during a period of ambitious infrastructure expansion, rising public debt, and intense public scrutiny. Born in 1969, Henry Rotich grew up in the Kimwarer area of Keyo South in present-day Elgeyo Marakwet County. He was raised by peasant parents in a modest rural household, an upbringing that profoundly influenced his worldview and later commitment to public service. His early life in a farming community exposed him to the realities of rural poverty and economic inequality, experiences that would later inform his approach to economic planning and national development. Details about his siblings remain largely private, as Rotich has consistently kept his extended family out of the public eye. He is, however, known to be a family man, married with 2 children. Rotich's academic journey is marked by consistent excellence. He began his formal education at Floorspar Primary School in Keyo South before proceeding to St. Joseph's High School for his secondary education. His strong academic performance earned him admission to the University of Nairobi, where he pursued a Bachelor of Arts degree in economics and sociology between 1989 and 1991. He graduated with first-class honors, distinguishing himself as one of the university's top students. He remained at the University of Nairobi for postgraduate studies, earning a Master's of Arts degree in economics from 1991 to 1993. Years later, after establishing himself as a senior technocrat within Kenya's economic institutions, Rotich furthered his education abroad. Between 2009 and 2010, he attended the Harvard Kennedy School at Harvard University, where he obtained a master's degree in public administration. This training broadened his exposure to global public finance, governance, and policy formulation, equipping him with tools that would later define his leadership at the Treasury. Rotich began his professional career in the Central Bank of Kenya in 1994. Over the next 12 years, he worked primarily in the research department, contributing to monetary policy analysis, macroeconomic forecasting, and financial sector research. His technical expertise and analytical rigor earned him recognition as a dependable economist within government circles. In 2001, he was seconded to the International Monetary Fund, where he worked in the IMF's Nairobi office until 2004, providing technical support and policy advice on regional economic matters. By 2006, Rotich had transitioned fully into the Ministry of Finance, where he rose to become head of macroeconomics. From 2006 to 2013, he played a central role in drafting Kenya's annual budget statements, shaping fiscal frameworks, and advising on macroeconomic stability during a period of constitutional transition and economic reform. His reputation as a skilled technocrat eventually led to his appointment as cabinet secretary for the National Treasury in 2013 by President Uhuru Kenyatta. As cabinet secretary, Rotich oversaw Kenya's fiscal and financial policy for nearly 7 years. His tenure was marked by major innovations and high-profile initiatives, including the launch of M-Akiba, the world's first mobile-only government bond designed to democratize access to government securities for ordinary citizens. He also presided over Kenya's entry into international capital markets through the country's debut Eurobond in 2014, raising billions of dollars for infrastructure development and debt refinancing. Under his watch, Kenya expanded investments in roads, energy, and large-scale public works, though these efforts were accompanied by growing concerns over rising public debt. In addition to his cabinet duties, Rotich served on the boards of several key state corporations, including the Kenya Revenue Authority, the Central Bank of Kenya, and the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics. Internationally, he was an ex officio member of the boards of governors of the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, and the African Development Bank, representing Kenya in global financial decision-making forums. Rotich's public career, however, was also marked by controversy. In 2014, opposition figures raised persistent allegations regarding Kenya's Eurobond proceeds, claiming that a portion of the funds had not been properly accounted for. While the Treasury and the central bank maintained that all funds were duly received and utilized, the controversy lingered for years and became a recurring point of political debate. In 2018, Rotich was further implicated in controversy surrounding sugar imports after parliamentary committees questioned a Gazette notice that allowed duty-free sugar imports. Critics argued that the policy led to market flooding with unsafe sugar and significant revenue losses, though no criminal conviction resulted from these inquiries. The most serious challenge of his career emerged in 2019 with the Aurora and Kimwerer Dam scandal. In July of that year, Rotich became the first sitting cabinet secretary in Kenya's history to be arrested on corruption-related charges. Prosecutors alleged that he and others conspired to defraud the government of approximately Kenya shillings 63 billion through inflated contracts and illegal payments linked to dam projects awarded to an Italian firm, CMC di Ravenna, despite the projects never commencing. He was released on a Kenya shillings $15 million cash bail as the case proceeded. After several years in court, the case concluded in December 2023 when a magistrate acquitted Rotich and 8 co-accused. The court ruled that the prosecution had failed to present sufficient evidence, citing serious procedural failures, including the decision to call only 8 of 49 intended witnesses. Following his acquittal, Rotich maintained that the charges had caused immense reputational, emotional, and financial harm. In early 2025, he filed a civil lawsuit against the government, seeking compensation ranging from Kenya shillings 2.45 billion to Kenya shillings 3 billion for what he described as malicious prosecution. The claim includes compensation for emotional distress, damage to his professional standing, lost international employment opportunities, and legal expenses. As of 2026, the case remains ongoing. Despite the controversies, Rotich returned to public service in February 2024 when he was appointed Senior Advisor on Fiscal Affairs and Budget Policy in the office of President William Ruto. In this role, he provides strategic advice on national budgeting, fiscal discipline, and economic management. Reports from 2025 and 2026 indicate that senior advisors in this position earn salaries of approximately Kenya shillings 1 million per month, inclusive of allowances. On a personal level, Henry Rotich is married to Su Jing, a Chinese national and lecturer at the University of Nairobi's Confucius Institute, where she teaches Mandarin. The couple met in 1999 in China and married in 2006 after navigating complex legal and cultural processes. Their union was marked by 3 ceremonies: a Chinese civil marriage, a traditional Chinese wedding, and a Catholic church wedding. Together, they have 2 children, a son, Owen Su Kipkoech Bet, born in 2010, and a daughter, Wendy, born in 2012. Their children are raised bilingually and biculturally, fluent in Chinese and English, with Wendy gaining public attention for her skill in playing the traditional Chinese guzheng instrument. The Rotich family resides in Nairobi, maintaining a relatively private life despite his high-profile career. They observe both Kenyan and Chinese cultural traditions, celebrating national holidays as well as the Chinese Lunar New Year. Rotich has not publicly disclosed his net worth. Nevertheless, his financial standing is generally attributed to earnings from over 30 years of service at the Central Bank of Kenya, the International Monetary Fund, the National Treasury, and his current advisory role, alongside private business interests and farming activities, particularly in Elgeyo Marakwet County. He is believed to own residential property in Nairobi and maintains agricultural investments in his home region. His ongoing compensation lawsuit represents a significant potential financial claim.